Welcome to virtual class of QABD. In the last class, we discussed about the range. The range formula. Range is equal to largest number minus smallest number. This is the way to calculate in individual series. Just we need to take the largest number minus smallest number. And if it comes to the discrete series, and we have discussed that like the lesser the coefficient measures is more in uniformity, the higher the coefficient less in uniformity. We will be taking this is for all. For example, interquartile deviation, quartile deviation, everywhere this note will apply. Just make a note this one. If the coefficient is less, we will call it as more uniformity or more consistent, or the coefficient is high, we'll call it as less uniformity, less consistent, less variable. Then it comes to the discrete series. In discrete series, we considering only variable, we will not consider about the frequency. Here also the formula is same. Range is equal to largest minus s. To calculate coefficient of range, the formula is largest value minus smallest value divided by largest value plus smallest value. So here we are not considering the frequency. Even in continuous series also, we take the lowest number, means largest number means upper limit of the last one. Smallest number means lower limit of the first class interval. 170 minus 110, and again the coefficient of range is same. In three methods, individual, discrete and continuous, there is no change. We are taking the least value as the smallest number, highest value as the largest number. It means we will not consider the frequencies here. In today's class, we will discuss about interquartile range and quartile deviation. So interquartile range means it's a difference between upper quartile and the lower quartile. This is Q1. The difference between upper quartile and lower quartile. Interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Whatever the formulas, whatever the methods we use to calculate quartiles, Q3, Q1, same process we need to apply here. Once we getting the values, we need to apply that for interquartile. Sometimes they will ask that calculate quartile, interquartile and quartile deviation. First you need to find out the quartiles Q1 and Q3. Then you need to work on interquartile range. Then same we need to calculate quartile deviation. To calculate interquartile range, the formula is Q3 minus Q1. Just we are finding out what is the difference between that. The next one is quartile deviation. We also call this semi-interquartile. This is calculated using the formula Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Whatever the interquartile we calculating, same Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So this is about interquartile range and quartile deviation. So what we calculating the formula, the process everything to calculate the Q3 is same as we applied in the quartiles, and the semi-quartile here just we need to apply that whatever the values we got in the quartiles, just we are applying that values here. And then coefficient of quartile deviation, Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. The values whatever we get, we need to substitute in these formulas and we'll get the values. Again here we'll start with the. So before setting the problems, just I will recall the formulas which we discussed in the quartiles. For Q1 and Q3, the quartiles are computed as follows in individual series. First we will arrange the data in ascending order. Whatever the data they are given in the individual series, we will arrange the data in ascending order. Then we will use the formula size of n plus 1 by 4. Then for Q3 we will use the formula size of 3n plus 1 by 4. After that, whatever the values we get, for example 4th item or 4.5th item, so we go and find out that value in the series. Then for discrete series again same, but the only difference is first we will arrange the data, then we will find the cumulative frequency, means the running total. We will total the frequency, then we will use the formula n plus 1 by 4. For Q3, 3n plus 1 by 4. So after that we will check the value, the nth value in the cumulative frequency. Whatever the next higher value, we will call that corresponding value will be Q3 or Q1. Again for continuous series, first we will arrange the data. Then we will find the cumulative frequency. After finding cumulative frequency, we will use the formula. Here the formula will change. For individual and discrete series, n plus 1 by 4. For Q3, 3n plus n by 4. But here we will use the n by 4 plus 1. We will not using that. So just don't confuse these formulas. So for individual and discrete series, we will be using n plus 1 by 4. Here n by 4 only. And then we need to search that value in the cumulative frequency. That respective class interval is the Q1 class or Q3. So again we will apply the formula for Q1 and Q3. This is same as a median formula, but instead of 2 we are using the 4 here. So L plus n by 4 minus Cf divided by f into I. N is equal to frequency we know. Cf is equal to cumulative frequency of the previous class and frequency of the current class and the class interval. So this is a formula which we already discussed while calculating quartiles. So we will work on it. So calculate quartile deviation and its coefficient. So we will add one more thing here. We will add interquartile also. Sorry. So we will add one inter I don't know how to write on mouse. Inter, I'm trying my best. So we also calculate interquartile. So first what I do, first we need to find out Q1 and Q3. This is an individual series. How we can find out the Q1 and Q3? And the individual series, the first step is we need to arrange the data in ascending order. What is the first step? We need to arrange. So here the data already in the question itself, it's arranged in a ascending order. So the first step is done. We don't need to work on first step. What is the second step in individual series? Apply the formula. What is the formula? Q is equal to n plus 1 by 4, the item. Okay. Size of, in individual series, what is n? The number of variables we call as n. So 10 numbers is a 10 plus 1 by 4. So we get 2.75. So Q1 is equal to second item plus 0.5. It means 0.75 means it's a difference between second and third. So second item is 6th 60 plus 0.5 into difference between these two, 61 minus 60. So we'll get 0.75. So if you add, you will get then 60.75 is a Q1. Again we will apply for Q3. What is the formula for Q3? 3 into n plus 1 by 4. Again here same, n is, but we will multiply 3. We will get 8.25. So 8th item plus 0.25 from the difference between 9th and 8th. So we will get the 72.25. So what is the, first we will calculate on IQR, it means interquartile range. IQR formula, what is the formula? Q3 minus Q3 minus Q1. What is Q3 here? Q3 72.75 we'll get the value. Okay, so I'm trying hard here, like to write through mouse. Okay, IQR is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is equal to 72.75 minus 60.75. We'll get the answer is 12. That is IQR. And the next, you need to find out the quartile deviation and its coefficient. Quartile deviation, what is the formula for quartile deviation? QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. What is the Q3? 72.25. Q1 60.75 divided by 2. So we will get quartile deviation is 5.75. And the coefficient of quartile deviation, again same, Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So we will get the coefficient of quartile deviation is 0.086. Clear? We'll apply the same formula to what we did in Q3 and Q1 quartiles. Everything is same, just we need to, here the quartile deviation formula will change. Interquartile range formula is Q3 minus Q1. Then the quartile deviation formula is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. And the coefficient of quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. This for the individual. Again, for discrete computation of quartile deviation in discrete series, so we will calculate here both three, like interquartile, quartile and its coefficient. So first, what we'll do, the given data, the first step what we have to do, you need to arrange the data in ascending order. Yes, so we need to check that if the data is arranged in ascending order or not. So here the data is already arranged in ascending order. The first step is done. What is the second step? We need to calculate cumulative frequency. So if the frequency is given, we need to find out. It means we will total 2 plus 5 7 plus 12 19. So we will work here. So we will total this. This is cumulative frequency, and the total of frequency is equal to n. Now if I work on Q1, what is the formula for Q1? N plus 1 by 4. So n is 72 plus 1 divided by 4. We get 18.25. So find out 18.25 in this. So what is the next value? 19th. That corresponding x is 30. So we got the size of 18.25th item. That corresponding x, we call this is Q Q1. For again Q3, 3 into n plus 1 by 4, we got 3 into 72 plus 1 by, so we got 54. So find out the 54 in the cumulative frequency. The next higher value is 61. The 61's corresponding x is 50. 50 is Q3. Now we got the Q1 and Q3. Q1 is 30, Q3 is 50. First calculate the interquartile range. What is the formula? Q3 minus Q1. 50 minus 30, we get 20. Then quartile division, what is the formula? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So 50 minus 30 divided by 2, 10. Next, coefficient of quartile deviation, Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. 50 minus 30 divided by 50 plus 30. So we got coefficient of quartile deviation is 0.25. And next, for the continuous series, we are done with the individual, we are done the discrete series. Just I will want to tell, in the individual series sometimes they may give the two variables. It means for two series. So last class they have given, so last class we have solved the problems here. So they have given three series. So in these cases we need to find out which is more uniform, which is less uniform. Means based on the coefficient of range or coefficient values, for example coefficient of correlation, so we will find out that value. If they given the more variables, means series, so then we will find out based on the coefficient which is less and which is more, we will write the result interference there. Next, so for QD under continuous series, compute QD and its coefficient of from the following data. So if you want, you can add the IQR also here. So interquartile range, X, they are given the values, this class intervals they are given, and F. What is the first step we need to do? We need to arrange the data. Yes, data is already arranged in ascending order. Then what we need to do? We need to calculate the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is like we are calculating cumulative frequency. What is the total frequency? Total is 315, that is n. So cumulative frequency is now here. First, so data arrange to, then we have find out the cumulative frequency. Now we need to find out the Q1 plus Q2, Q1 and Q3. Q1 formula I know, size of n by 4. So individual with the discrete series n plus 1 by 4 ತಗೊಂತೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ n by 4. So we got the 78.5. So 78.5, what we have to do this, we have to go and check in cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency, where is the 78.5 lies? So 37. Next number is, next highest number is 92 here. So 92 comes under 30 to 40. This is Q1 class interval. And the next Q3, 3n plus 1 by 4. So we got 236.35. 236 is here, 236 is comes here. Next value is 272. So the 5260 is the Q3. Yeah. So here we got the Q1 class, that is 30 to 40. So and the Q3 class 50 to 60. So Q1 class 30 to 40, we will apply the formula now. Q1 is equal to L plus n by 4 minus CF by F into I. So L is equal to lower limit is 30, lower limit of the class is 30, plus n by 4 we got the value 78.75 minus cumulative frequency of the previous class. Previous class is how much here? 37. 37 divided by frequency of the current class. Frequency of the current class how much? 75. So if you apply the formula, we will get the Q1 is equal to 37.591. Again for Q3 we will apply the formula. We got the value, we got the answer is 54.041. Now calculate the interquartile range. What is the formula? Q3 minus Q1. You write it by your own. Q3 minus Q1, just minus 54.04 minus 37.59. Next, quartile deviation, Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So we got the answer 8.23. Then the coefficient of quartile deviation formula is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So we will get the answer is 0.175. So I hope you cleared with the like individual series, discrete and continuous series. And just one more thing I need to add. So whenever the data is given, so whenever we are calculating in quartiles, so as we told in the previous classes, so we need to convert the data into inclusive to exclusive form. If in the class interval continuous series, if they given the inclusive form, first we will convert the data into exclusive form, then we need to work on finding out Q1 and Q3. So I'll send the 3 problems for assignments. One is from the individual series, one is from the discrete, and another for continuous series. You need to find out interquartile range, quartile deviation and its coefficient. Thank you. Have a great day. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೌಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮೀ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾನು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.